It's been increasingly hard to make videos lately because I've been watching my subscriber count go up, and today we're at 750 subscribers. It's really hard for me to come on here and talk to you guys knowing that whatever I say will be broadcast to 750 people who have signed up to see what I say. So I don't want to say something stupid or make a stupid video because, I want to make something worth watching. And unfortunately, here in my room, next to my computer, there's not a whole lot I can make that's worth watching. A lot of you guys watch me for the car review videos because I used to rent cars, and I don't really do that anymore. So I'm going to try to make a car video today. It's probably not anything you were looking for, but hopefully it's entertaining. I don't know. Thanks for watching, though. This is my 2000 Ford Taurus. I've had this car for quite a while. I actually bought it 7 years ago because it's now 2017. The car is 17 years old and it's not clean. So I'll go ahead and tell you, longevity of this car has outlived way what I expected it to, but not without some battle scars. I know that there probably is something I could have done to, well, it looks like it had been patched there anyway. That looks like it's been sewn together. Who knows? I bought the car used. It was a rental car in its first few years of life, which I didn't know that at the time of buying it. But when I seen this car and I drove it, I didn't drive any other cars when I was car shopping. This is the one that the first one I came across. I liked what it looked like. I liked what it had to offer, and it was within my price range. So let's continue this as we drive. This car, for its year, had a lot of pretty advanced features, in my opinion. It has the 6 CD changer as well as a cassette player. It has climate control, so it's not, you don't, it's not just hot or cold. You set a temperature and it works. It has a lot of little features, heated mirrors, which I don't think work anymore, but whatever. For the most part, this car has done me well. And I expected to replace it long before today, and I didn't. I still haven't, and I'm going to, but I don't know when. My goal 4 months ago when I stopped renting cars was to start saving cash. And Christmas came up and I was like, you know what? I'm always really crappy at giving Christmas presents. Really, really crappy. So I wanted to go and kind of spend a little bit more this year than I usually do, and I did. And so, and then also income isn't steady when you're self-employed, so things go up, things go down, and buying a car is just taking a lot longer than I expected it to. So I expect to drive this car for another year at least before I'm able to buy what I want to buy. So hopefully this will last me. Let's talk about a 17-year-old car, possibly 18, because it's a 2000 model. It was probably bought in 99 by the rental company. I don't remember what the Carfax said. I don't have it anymore, and I'm not going to pay to get it again. But basically, we'll just say it's a 17, 18-year-old car. I bought it 7 years ago, so, I've had it about half of its life. As you can see, me driving off the road because I'm trying to look at the camera. The dash, only has one check engine light. This is because of a DPFE sensor, which is, it's basically it's a sensor that measures the exhaust, how much air to exhaust ratio or something. I'm not even sure. It gets clogged, and it's a normal thing. I've replaced it once already. It doesn't hurt the car. It doesn't make it run any worse. So I just drive it. I don't need it. If it starts causing me any issues, I'll replace it. It's a $40 part. It's not that big of a deal. Other than that, that's the only reason the check engine light is on. which is awesome to me because I can't stand my car to have a check engine light. Let's talk about some things that no longer work on this car, because with a 17-year-old car, you're going to expect things to not work. Starting from the left, the automatic headlights. Yes, it is set to automatic right now because it does trip the parking lights, but it will not trip the headlights. You have to turn on the headlights manually. I don't know why it's done that. I was told to replace that switch. I did. It didn't change anything. So I'm not really looking to spend a couple $100 to find out what's causing this issue. The heat and air worked until last year. Now it is 100% heat at all times. Even if I switch it to AC and hit max AC, it doesn't work. Now, this is usually because of a actuator, which is like a $50 part. I did replace that and it didn't fix the problem, and now they're telling me that it's probably some sort of control module to do with the climate control, because it's not manual, it's automatic, and that control module is about $400. We're just going to run it. We have windows, we can roll the windows down. It's a 17-year-old car. The air conditioning works perfectly fine if it would just switch over to air, which is the issue. Whatever. I'm going to drive it for another year before I probably park it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I don't need air conditioning. Heat is a big thing, and in the winter it's cold, so heat works perfect in the winter, and in the summer I can roll the windows down. It's not that big of a deal. So that's another one that doesn't work. It also has a transmission issue, and that's to be expected with a car with 180,000 miles on it. But the transmission issue doesn't hurt how the car operates. It actually doesn't hurt the car from operating at all. It's just a little annoying. And what it's called is a torque converter. Torque converter sometimes gets jammed open. So when the torque converter is jammed open, it causes the car to basically not have a clutch. And so when it changes gears, it changes really rough, really hard. That's the only thing. And it only happens when you're doing interstate speeds. It only trips it to do that. And you turn the car off, turn it back on, everything's perfectly fine, and you're back to green flag racing. So as far as actual usability goes, everything I've mentioned thus far doesn't really render the car useless. It's little convenience features that no longer work. And that sucks, but it's not a showstopper, I guess you would say. It doesn't stop you from using the car. So it's something you can live with. And as far as the engine, it's the upgraded show engine in this vehicle. It's the 3.0 liter dual overhead cam with 24 valve. 24 valve? I think it is. 4 valves per cylinder. 4 times 6. Anyway, that's okay. Yeah. So, but you get what I'm saying. So yeah, it's definitely a good, strong engine for the car. I haven't had any major, mechanical issues that would stop the car from being used. The most recent issue that I've had is a spark plug blowing out of the head, and that's kind of a bigger deal because it happened one time. I got it replaced, brand new plugs, no big deal, and it lasted for about 2 years, and it did it again, and I'm like, okay, something's not right. And so we tried to fix it, bought new plugs and a new coil pack and see if that maybe fixed the issue, and it wasn't. 10 miles down the road, it did it again. So that became a big issue. I had to get the hole that the spark plug goes into rebored and retapped, I guess is what they call that. And so that was a slightly bigger issue, but nevertheless, $160 I think is what it came to, including the tow bill. And we're out the door and on the way again, and there's no major mechanical issues, knock on wood. Now, I bought this car with 130,000 miles on it, and at the time I bought it, I didn't know it was a previous rental car, and I probably wouldn't have bought it had I known it was a previous rental car. But you know what? I've been fooled because the thing has lasted me a good time, and it's not caused any major issues. Like I said, we're at 180,000 miles now. Still rolling, and honestly I had lost all faith in these particular cars because my mom had one 1 year newer than mine with 155,000 when it died. It had a head gasket blow. about 5 years prior, we replaced it. The head gasket went again, and they told us that it was probably warped heads. You'd have to replace the heads. It'd be an expensive repair. It was more than the car was worth, so we junked it. So I was really concerned because, you know, this one at 180,000 miles, I've not had any major transmission issues. I've not had any engine issues. And, you know, any of this could happen at any time, especially with this many miles, especially with it being tortured as a previous rental vehicle. That's kind of a big deal. But so far, I'm really impressed with what I got. You know, sometimes you get a car that's going to last you a really long time, and sometimes you don't. And I'm hoping that I did get the good end of the stick on this one, and that this car will last me at least another year that I'm planning before I can buy, you know, a 13 or newer. That's kind of where I'm aiming as far as my next car. I'm not real sure what yet, but 13 or newer. So, you know, like I said, no major mechanical issues that would make it not run. The spark plug, which, like I said, $160, and we're out the door. There have been other repairs that I've had to get done to it, but that's just regular maintenance, regular things that are just going to wear out at 180,000 miles, such as like the struts, which I actually still haven't gotten them replaced. The springs in the back have wore out. They need to be replaced. The springs broke while driving and punctured my tire, but that wasn't a big deal because just so happened I just bought the tires and they had a accidental warranty on them. They replaced the tire for free. I was really happy with Discount Tire on that one, and I actually made a video a few months back about Discount Tire and how I was really happy with what they had done. It wasn't of any fault of their own, and I mean, they charged me like $17 replacement fee and brand new tire. So as far as like all the electronics, as far as the sound system, it does have an amazing sound system. The CD changer still works, the cassette player still works, all of this stuff perfectly fine. The tape in it, as you can see now, the cassette has a wire coming out of it. I used to use that with my satellite radio. You can plug your Sirius XM into that and listen to satellite radio in the car. When I started renting cars, I took the satellite radio out of this one and just transferred my membership to the new car that I had that particular month. And now I don't even have satellite radio at all. So I don't pay for a subscription or any of that. So I do still have the mount in this car, but I'm not using it. I don't have it plugged in. I've actually taken the wire off of the trunk. It was magnetized to the trunk. And by the way, I'll show you what that did to my trunk. I'm not too happy about that one. The magnet where the satellite radio antenna mounted caused some rust, and the rust peeled my paint off, and it only rusted the paint. It didn't rust underneath the paint. It's kind of weird. So let's show you that right quick, and then we'll go into the house. You know, the steering wheel looks a little rough. Nothing a little cover couldn't do. The seats are a little rough. I've showed you that already. Nothing another cover couldn't do. The car's never been in any major accidents. But this is what the antenna thing did. It just peeled the paint right off, and you can see the gray metal under it. When I got the car, it had this on it. Don't know how it happened. I was rear-ended in the car a couple years ago on this side. Nothing a little insurance didn't fix. I replaced the bumper, the tail light, and then this was kind of caved in a little. It was on this side. So, you know, nothing a little insurance can't fix. As far as on the front, my dad backed into it and I didn't ever get it fixed because it's not that big of a deal, and the car's paid for, so I was able to collect the insurance money and do what I wanted with it. And what I wanted was not getting it fixed. At the time, it was, what, 2 years ago? And it just didn't seem worth it to me. I was like, you know, the car it's been a great car, but I don't need it to look perfect. You know, it's old. I don't even carry collision insurance on it anymore. So, actually, the only reason I did carry collision insurance on it was to rent cars. This keypad still works perfectly fine. I have the code to it. The moonroof works perfectly fine. you know, there's no major issues. I like it pretty good. So anyways, that's my long-term review of my 2000 Ford Taurus SEL, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one.